PAT, baseball assistance team. I wanted to help former Major League Baseball players as well. And over the last 7.5 years, 8 years, we've been able to help hundreds and hundreds of guys, former players that, guys that leaving the game with chronic pain, and they're self-medicating because, like I said, it's that warrior mentality where we suffer in silence and we do what we have to do to get through each day. And, I'm real proud of the work that we've done and the guys that we've been able to help and the guys that they've been able to help through their experience.
Mm-hmm. It kind of goes with the whole man up, be a man.
Right.
What advice do you give to the newer athletes to avoid going down the road of addiction?
Well, I think there's a lot more accountability now. I think there's more policy and procedure in place than back when I was in the league. Back when I was in the league, it was a wild, wild west. We had team doctors and team trainers that were handing out anything that you wanted, and even if they didn't, we had open drug safes, so you could just go get what you wanted. And but I think now that the NFL has made, matter of fact, we were just talking about it at this conference that I'm at. I think the NFL and the NCAA have making doctors be more accountable, making trainers be more accountable for the narcotics that they prescribe, which is a great thing. And, I think a lot of things have changed that players really, unless they're going outside the team, going to doctors outside, if they're doctor shopping and multiple pharmacies and all that thing, that's really the only way they can fall into the trap that I did. It's not as easy anymore to do it through the team like what happened to me. So, my advice is, you can play through those injuries. There's non-narcotic ways to deal with that chronic pain. And we know how it ends. We know if you do go down that route, we know how it ends. People lose jobs, people get hurt, people die.
Yeah, and I think of the whole opiate epidemic, it's, people know more about it now.
Yes.
They're more aware.
Well, they're more aware, but do they really know what to do about it? I mean, do they know the resources available? Do they know how to ask for help or who to ask for help? Do they know the signs to be looking for? And I'm really talking about families now. Have they overcome the stigma that's associated with being or having a substance abuse issue? Those are the things we battle every day, and we try to educate people on, because until we break down those barriers, then people will continue to bury their head in the sand and either think that the problem will go away on its own, or that they can love somebody back to health, or that if they just don't recognize it, then it's not really there.
Yeah, there's a lot more work to be done.
Yes.
So, Randy, what does a normal day look like for you?
Well, I work for Transformations Treatment Center, and as business development and strategy, I don't just deal with athletes. I deal with everybody that's having substance abuse issues, and my real passion is obviously athletes and young people, but I also know that this affects everybody, and I love dealing with families, because I really believe that when families get well, addicts get well. And I love working with families and teaching them boundaries and educating them on this disease. It's a big challenge just convincing them that it's a disease.
Yeah, and it's especially hard for families to understand, being such a complex disease. Well, that's about all I have. Thank you so much for the interview, Randy. And especially all the work that you're doing that's changing lives. We can always use our experience to help the next person heal.
We can only keep it by giving it away, right?
That's right. Keep coming back.
Keep coming back. Well, I do. I appreciate the opportunity to be on the show, and I'd love for you to send me this when you're done with it, and let's stay in touch.
Sounds great. We'll do that. I'll talk to you soon then.
Thank you, Holly, very much.
Thanks, Randy. Have a great day.
All right. Bye-bye.
What an awesome, cool guy with an incredible story. And for today's reading is out of the Book of Awakening. Our essential clearness, like clouds moving in water, problems make me forget I'm clear. Water reflects everything it encounters. This is so commonplace that we think water is blue, when in fact it has no color. Amazingly, while soft and flowing, water as an ocean or lake, or even as the smallest puddle of rain, takes on the image of the entire world without ever losing its essential clearness. Of course, it is not easy for us. As emotional beings, we are constantly losing ourselves in the image of everything we experience. But nothing less, the nature of water can help us understand our very human struggles. I began, like so many of us, in a household where it was somehow my job to be the lightning rod for the family's tensions of unexpressed emotion. In this way, I learned to be a problem solver, a rescuer, a caretaker. Through 2 marriages and countless friendships, I loved by taking on the clouded emotions of those I loved. The tension of other people's unexpressed emotions kept me from feeling my own depth and clarity. My life became one turbulence, always struggling to keep my head above the cloudy surface. But the water, the glorious water everywhere, has taught me that we are more than what we reflect or love. This is the work of compassion, to embrace everything clearly without imposing who we are and without losing who we are. It is, to be true, an endless and impossible task. But though we can never be as clear as water, it helps us to remember that while the very real problems we face are the living things we must handle, they are not the essential current of our lives. Beneath the clouds, water desires only to flow, and beneath our tensions and problems, the human spirit wants only to embrace and soften. And then after the reading it says, the next time a loved one voices frustration, disappointment, or pain, notice your reaction. Are you problem solving or accepting what they are saying? Are you trying to cheer them up or bear witness to their experience? Are you left holding their pain or deepened for what is shared? If you can, receive this pain as if it were a stone dropped into the clear, moving depth of who you are. That was a good reading, especially what Randy was saying earlier about being a rescuer and a caretaker. That we need to have feelings and be able to feel them and not carry everybody else's load and problems. Not my circus, not my monkeys. That's a saying that I like. I got that saying from a good friend. Then I'll go ahead and I'll read the riddle I have for today. Marijuana is a gateway drug to taking 45 minutes to pick out which color Gatorade you want to buy. I have that problem without the marijuana, but I do like the purple one. The purple one is my favorite. Thanks, guys, for listening to Recovery Talk Podcast. If you like the podcast, please share with your friends and like us on Facebook. We'll have a new episode out June 1st. Thanks for listening.